Hey everyone. Hey brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. In the past, I've been a big Nintendo collector, the regular NES system. And one of those games that I got, I bought this game off eBay years ago for $400. Cheetah Men 2, I bought it brand new, factory sealed. And the complete price is $5,000. The new price is $4,000, which doesn't make sense. The complete price, $5,000. I bought it for $400 and I sold it for $600. So I'm a little concerned about that. I should have held on to it, right? Panic Restaurant is a game. I got it in a lot for like 6 games that were very, 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 very expensive. And I bought it for $200. Not just this game, but 5 other games. We'll see them in a minute. Panic Restaurant sells complete for $2,300. This is the best game that I got for $200. I bought 6 expensive games for $200. I had this game complete and it's for $4,884 right now. I sold this game for a lot less and I regret it. Did I do Panic Restaurant already? Yes, I did. So Panic Restaurant, $2,343. I bought that game for a lot less. Bonk's Adventure, I got in a lot of 6 games for like 200 and some dollars. And this game is worth $1,800. Zombie Nation, I bought for $5 at a flea market and I sold it for $60. The complete price is $1,032. Why do I mention this stuff? It's because that, like, in my life, I was a collector. I like watching certain YouTube channels that are collector channels and they do this kind of thing. I had a very good collection of thousands of dollars worth of video games. I sold them off at a point where I shouldn't have sold them because it was way less money, but now they're worth so much money that the video game market since COVID has exploded. So I don't care about this like I do at times where I'm like, wow, I really had something. I was ahead of the game. I went to flea markets and did all that stuff. It was so fun looking for that stuff, looking for buried treasure, as they say. And a lot of the games I picked up for like $5, $10 are worth like $1,000 nowadays, which is something to speak of. But you know what? God tells us to store up our treasures in heaven. In Matthew 6:19 through 21 in the King James Bible, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break in and steal. I've been concerned about that, right? I've dealt with Freemason gang stalking, etc. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break in nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. I agree with this. Of course I agree with this. Brothers and sisters, what I mean with this video is, like, I was a big Nintendo collector. I had factory sealed games. I don't know if that means anything to you, if you understand that, but brand new games for like, I got them for like $20 and $30, and they're worth thousands nowadays. I got many, many, many very rare games at a very good price because that's what I was into. I would go to flea markets, I would go to garage sales, I would go to eBay and just like do my thing. And I got a lot of great deals that way. So I know this might not interest many of you. It's kind of boring, but like I got so many great Nintendo games, a humongous collection, and it was through like just going on a treasure hunt and finding things for like, again, a game that's worth $200, I would pay $5 for. Not deceiving people, not trying to deceive people, but like going to the flea markets and this, that, the other. And it will be a very good, like, it's like American Pickers. I subscribe to people like Josh and Haley on Harry Tornado and a lot of other channels, Pixel Game Squad, and other channels that they find Nintendo games or other video games like that, and they get them at a good price. And they've been raising the price in the last few years. It's not like it used to be, but I'm talking about I would go to flea markets and this, that, the other, find games for so cheap and just like get a good deal. And these games now, I've since sold them because I don't know, like at the time I sold them for a good price, I thought, but they're way more expensive nowadays. So I kind of regret it. Do you know what I mean? And anyways, I like watching those channels now because I used to do a lot of that. Treasure hunting. Treasure hunting is fun. I want to come back with you with this scripture because the treasures on earth, whatever they are, if you have millions and billions of dollars and you think you're rich and famous and whatever, with me and my video games, I found some absolute treasures. Like again, spending $5 or $10 for a game that's now worth thousands of dollars. I'm not trying to gloat or be like, conceited about this, but that's what it was. It was fun doing that. It was fun treasure hunting. I did it with a friend of mine. I did it with a couple friends of mine. I'm no longer friends with them because I believe in Jesus and the biblical world, and they don't care for that, and they totally dismiss me, and etc., etc. But I've sold a lot of my games to that person as well. Gave them very good deals on things, which the games are worth like hundreds and thousands of dollars more now. What do I care about? What do I want others to care about? So I had some very expensive Nintendo games, a humongous collection. I got them at a very good deal. They're worth way more than I paid for them. My point is, lay not up yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break in nor steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. This is what I'm doing. So, as a person on this earth, I can look back and be like, wow, I shouldn't have sold those games so cheap. I really had something going. Like, I took a lot of time out of my life to do flea markets, etc., and really find some treasures. Honestly, like, I showed these examples here, right? $2,000 for a video game, $4,000, $5,000 for a video game, $3,000, $2,000, $1,000. My point is, let me go back to this. Where was I on this thing? Anyways, brothers and sisters, my point is, you know, I found some treasures on earth that are worth a few $1,000s. Big whoop-de-doo, right? Like, I could be a little richer if I held on to those games and sold them now, or something like that. But what does that matter? Storing up your treasures in heaven matters way more than Nintendo games, than anything you could have on this earth, than anything like fame, fortune, riches, success. I realized that. So sometimes I'm like, wow, I should have held on to those games a little longer. They're worth a lot of money right now. I should have held on to them and then maybe sold them now or done something like that. But what does it matter when it comes to heaven on earth? What does it matter when it comes to God and your treasures in heaven? Nothing. So I can go, okay, I can let go of that, even though sometimes I'm like, oh boy, sure wish I held on to those games. They're worth a whole bunch more than I had them years ago. But my point is, this scripture, right? Don't store up your treasures on heaven, don't store up your treasures on earth. Store up your treasures in heaven. They're worth way more than anything that this earth has to offer. A couple $1,000? Who cares? Who cares about that stuff? If you're rich and famous and successful in whatever, who cares? Do you have salvation, going to heaven? That's what matters. Brothers and sisters, I hope you understand this video, because again, I'm just like, again, I used to have all these treasures on earth, right? But treasures on earth don't compare with treasures in heaven. Like, no one's going to steal your treasures from heaven, because people will be honest Christians and they won't steal from you. On this earth, I would be concerned. If I had a big $1,000 Nintendo collection, I would be concerned about people coming in and robbing me, because the world is terrible and people do those kind of things. I've encountered that in the past. Not, again, I'm just saying, everyone. So again, store up your treasures in heaven. Don't be concerned about your treasures on earth, because it really doesn't matter. So brothers and sisters, everyone else, let's focus on heaven. Let's focus on the future. Let's focus on God, and not the things that we have here on this earth. That moth, dust, that rust, everything else will corrupt, right? People can come in and steal your treasures, right? Because I've encountered that in my past, and I know it's true. I don't want that to happen anymore. I don't want to be stolen from. I don't have many possessions right now. I have some guitar pedals and whatever. But if I had like my Nintendo collection from past years, it would be worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But I sold it off at a bad time, because they're not worth what they're worth now. Now they're worth, again, like I just showed, like, again, thousands of dollars. I bought this game for $400 on eBay. It is now worth $5,429 complete, the way I had it. $400 to $5,000, that's a big jump. And again, I had this one too, and 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 hundreds of other games. I was a big nerd, and I am a big nerd. Who cares? I was a big nerd collecting these video games for very cheap prices at flea markets, and they're worth hundreds and thousands of dollars nowadays. If I had them in my possession, I would be concerned that someone would come and rob me, or just, something like that. Like, that's not out of the possibility of reality. That stuff does happen. Freemason gang stalking much? That kind of thing. Brothers and sisters, everyone else, let's store up our treasures in heaven, because that's what matters. Stuff on earth, as much as sometimes as I'm like, oh, I wish I still had that stuff, it doesn't really matter, does it? Store up your treasures in heaven. God bless you, everyone.